Family, some interesting conversation or discussion went on the 4th African Inter-Parliamentary Conference, which happened on 3rd June to 6th June in Ghana. The Minister of Communication and Digital Technology and Innovation of Ghana, this minister pressed balls. Like, he pressed balls. Some balls are broken. He pressed balls.
African languages make up only 2%. And so tell me how we're going to be able to translate our future to our young people. Now, the problem here is AI is driven by data. Artificial intelligence is only as good as the data that it generates. 80% of African personalized data is processed outside the continent. And that's why, as Minister for Communication, we've given an instruction that every data that is hosted or that involves Ghanaian national data must be hosted locally. And we've put a ban and a stop to hosting of our national data outside in data centers outside of our country. We will host our own data in our own country. The estimated value of African data that is being mined externally is $40 billion a year. $40 billion. That's the value of our data that's being generated every year. How much of that comes to Africa as royalties from big tech? 0%. Not one peswa comes back to us. 5 of the top tech companies, American companies, process African data. And just 2 weeks ago, Donald Trump signed an executive instrument, an executive order, mandating that all new AI applications must be submitted 30 days before they go public to the US government. Ask yourself, why is the US government interested in the AI solutions and tools that are coming to the African continent? Ask yourself, and I see my executive director for the Data Protection Commission is in the room here. I referred to him a memo that had been, or an agreement that had been sent to the government of Ghana by the US government on health data. Sadly, some African countries had already signed. When that came up at cabinet, I said to the cabinet, I said, that is not a health agreement, it's a data agreement. And we did a report in 24 hours and submitted to the president, and I'm proud that our president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, wrote to the US government and said, take your money, Ghana will keep our data. We will not sign that agreement. Because a US mandated health agreement that asked us to submit Ghanaian health data to US government for the next 30 years gave us no control over our own citizens' health data, and said that any dispute we had will be settled by US law and not Ghanaian law. Tell me why they need that data. Very simple. US health tech companies are producing medication that is not working for the African continent, and they need your health data to be able to design the medication that they will sell to you and make profit. And that's why they offered 100 million, 200 million to all African states to hand over our African data. Members of Parliament here, if your governments have not signed yet, lead the opposition to that. African data must remain African.
He pressed necks and pressed balls. He load out uncomfortable truth. Let's talk about this. Hit the like button for me. First of all, who is Sam George?
Samuel George.
No, Honorable, I'm also a member of Parliament. Don't do this. You don't, please, I am on the floor,
Minister,
Honorable.
I understand.
Let me make my point. No, you won't heckle. I
We
won't.
call him Sam Nate George, born on 22nd January 1985. He's a Ghanaian politician and a lawyer, member of the NDC and member of Parliament for Nigo Pram. He served as Minister of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation under President John Dramani Mahama. He assumed office in February 2025. Now, he spoke about many things. He spoke about unprecedented digital assault. He spoke about what he called algorithmic parenting. He spoke also about digital colonization by the big tech. He spoke about mandatory ID check for pornographic website. Now, let me run you through the things that he loaded out, right? I'm going to play the video along. He talked about the unprecedented digital assault and issue warning. Addressing the participants at the conference, Minister Sam George, he called on all African lawmakers to take urgent steps to protect children and preserve African family values against what he described as growing harmful foreign influences being spread through the digital platform and artificial intelligence. He said the rapid expansion of digital technologies and social media platforms was exposing African children to content and ideology that often contradicted the continent's cultural value, family system, and traditional norms.
I'll quickly jump to the governance void. And in the governance void, what we see is that who makes the rules? The platforms that your kids are on, that our children, the young people of our countries are on, who makes the rules? Facebook sits in California and determines what is called community standards. Whose community? Does the Facebook community standards set in California understand what the people of Ningo and Prampram call community? Or do they know what is community in Hashem's constituency in Malawi? Or in Sarah Opendi's constituency in Uganda? Did they consult you to understand what the community standards of Africa are? No. They set those community standards. And the things that are values to us are excluded by that standard. And the things that our community standards truly abhor are allowed for our children.
In reference to this, where a recommendation system decide what children watch, learn, and engage with online, he said the trend amount to an unprecedented digital assault on the African family. And so he called for urgent law to protect families in this particular digital age.
You hear about our young people and our young content creators. One of the biggest challenges I have as minister is that my young creators say, Sam, get us monetization. We want to make money from the content that we put up. The whole concept of monetization is about control, economic control. If our young content creators know that a certain kind of video will get them more money from the platform, they will push that kind of video. What kinds of videos get the most money? Videos that show disrespect for the elderly, videos that are anti our African values. Meanwhile, videos that educate and videos that promote African values get less monetization on these platforms. So it's a systemic thing that you put up, you're a content creator and you put videos that build an African identity, you don't get money for those videos. You put up content that is anti-African values, you get money for those videos. And that's the incentive behind the monetization. And that's why as a continent, as one country, we can't fight this. Ghana alone cannot fight this. Nigeria alone cannot fight this. We must become united at the AU level to say this is our position and bring them down there. And let me tell you, honorables, we underestimate the amount of power that we have. By 2030, 1 in every 3 human beings is going to be African. The AI data sets need our data. And so we must bring them to the table at our own terms. The world's richest man, Elon Musk, is afraid to travel to Brussels. Why? Because the EU will arrest him if he sets foot in the EU. The EU is about 460 million people. That's just like West Africa. Nigeria alone makes up almost that number. Africa is 1.5 billion people. Apple is one of the biggest technological companies in the world. The EU, a coalition of 450 million people said, we're not happy that you have a different type of charger, so change your charger. And Apple had to listen to the EU. Now Apple is going to begin to make new phones that allow you to take out the battery. Why? Because the EU said so. That's the power of collectivity, the power of unity. If 450 million people in the European Union can do that, imagine what 1.5 billion of us in the African Union, if we make our voice one, can do as a continent. We will shape these platforms, but they divide us, and we allow ourselves to be divided. Until we unite, we cannot fight this battle. TikTok's algorithm is shaped by US-China wars. Nobody's talking to the African Union. Meanwhile, their biggest users are on our continent. Only 33 of our 54 member states have data protection laws. Honorable members, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Ghana has a law, Nigeria has a law, Malawi has a law. Just pick that law and also replicate same. Because we have the Malabo Convention. We are more alike than we think we are. Who is enforcing all of this? African parliaments, and that's the heading I put there. I said African parliaments have ceded our legislative chambers to Silicon Valley. Let us reclaim our position as legislators. We make the laws. We determine what our people must do. Let us not cede our power to Silicon Valley.
So he urged Africa government, parliament, and regional bloc to rapidly build a defense coalition to protect the continent's digital borders. This is very serious. I mean, we commend this action by the Minister of Communication. Now, he put something out, mandatory ID check for ONU website, blue website. So I'm just to disclose that the government is preparing a policy proposal that will require users to verify their identity before accessing ONU website in Ghana, a blue website in Ghana. He said the proposal is intended to prevent children from being exposed to explicit online content, and that it is currently being prepared for cabinet consideration, requiring users to provide either a driver license or a national identification card before gaining access to website or adult website.
Honorable members, your excellencies, it's important that we understand the danger that we face with pornography. And I keep saying that, look, we don't need to rewrite the script. Today in the United Kingdom, for you to access a pornographic website, you need to put your driver's license for them to be able to determine that you are 18 years. Ask yourself why they are doing that. Because they've seen the danger and the damage that pornography and over-sexualization have done to a generation of young UK citizens. And that's why for us, we believe that in Ghana here, and we're working with going to cabinet on that, to make sure that before you access any X-rated site, you must put either your driver's license or your national ID card, so that we know who you are and who is going to that site, to prevent children from being exposed to such content. This is the real threat. Because when a child is over-sexualized at an early age, it affects their development, it affects their thinking, it affects even their morality and their values and their standards. And the only way to break a people is to go after the children. Because when the children are destroyed and damaged, that culture, that culturalization gets damaged. The fight against Africa is not against those of us sitting in this room. We are a lost case. The fight is against our children. And that's why when myself and my colleagues in Ghana introduced the Family Values Bill, one of our key arguments has been that we're fighting for the innocence of Ghanaian children, because our children must be protected and safe. We were protected by our parents in an African family setting. We must do same for our children and grandchildren.
Please, if this is passed, all parent, your ID should be with you. If not, these Gen Z's children, they will take it and then present it, and these people will think you are the one. No, they'll just accept it because your card is where they can find it. So once this is passed and this become law or mandatory, every parent needs to make sure that your ID, your driver license is out of reach of children. Yes, because these children, they are no longer correct these days. Now, this particular idea, so many people are resisting in Ghana. People are talking about this is good. Our children need to be safe. Some people say, prioritize data, this thing. I mean, everything work step by step. While it's on the data side, actually, this is something that every parent and somebody who will become a parent, you need to accept, to commend the minister and then rally behind the minister so that we can pass and then make sure that this work for all of us, so that our children can be safe from accessing ONU. Oh my goodness. This is crazy, man. But anyway, family, let me know your thought on this issue, in the comment section. Do you think this is a good idea? Or, let me know.